In today's news, leading space capital firm Seraphim make their predictions for 2022 and open their next funding call. OSS, a UK company, has been recognised by NASA in their state-of-the-art small spacecraft technology report. And the UK-built Rosalind Franklin Rover has reached its next milestone in its testing ahead of its launch this year. And today's Job of the Week comes from in-space missions. Hello everyone, this is your weekly space news roundup from Giant Leap, read by me, Alex. This is the first roundup voiced and produced by me in an attempt to bring Giant Leap back to YouTube, but if we're to make it more permanent, we need your support. Now's a great time to check if you subscribe to the channel, and please do like this roundup too as we go along. You can find out more about us on our website, giant-leap.space, or our Patreon page, accessible via patreon.com/giantleap. Seraphim Space launched Mission 9 alongside their 2022 predictions. As the UK space industry gains momentum on the international stage, with ISS componentry mounted and rover performance tested, here's another chance for early stage UK startups in the space industry to gain funding, support and acceleration. Seraphim are one of the world's leading space-focused venture capital funds, and they're based here in the UK. The fund is launching their 9th cohort for acceleration through their Seraphim Space Camp instrument, which they're calling Mission 9. They're sharing top tips and the chance to gain exposure to 550 different funds. So far, the Space Camp has raised over $100 million. To find out more about the application, search #Seraphim, #technology, #GiantLeap over on LinkedIn, or scan our page. If you're not a startup, but rather on the other side of the business relationship, Seraphim has an offering for you too this week. They are also well known and respected for the data and analysis they publish frequently, and this week they did not disappoint, with their predictions for 2022. Spoiler alert, it's going to be a bumper year. Unsurprisingly, Earth observation known as EO is high on this list, with one form of it, known as geointelligence, gaining a mention in particular. Edge computing is also likely to be a big ticket item going forward. They mention Amazon Web Services, but we probably shouldn't forget likes of Orbit Edge either. Data revolutionized the market here on Earth, and also revolutionized the expectations for efficient communications to dramatically increase the efficiency of value generation above the atmosphere. Founder of the Giant Leap channel, Philip Day, said, "Remember, it's important for the startups you invest in to actually add value along the way. As the industry continues to grow, especially here in the UK, I wonder if we might be heading into our last financial year without our big success stories also being joined by a few big failures. So wise investing selections, matched with unabashed ambition in driving those investments to market, is the order of the day. Bold but considered, not timid and slow." Seraphim also mentioned SpaceX. It's impossible to assess the future of space without them. Most assume Starship will be a success, but that is an assumption. So try to consider the market with that likely success in mind, but half an eye on your plan B. Western militaries are focused this year on capability growth in the space domain, so small reactive launch should be on your radar, which is good news for the UK. From our vertical launch friends such as Skyrora, Black Arrow Space Technologies, Orbex, Small Spark Space Systems and Lockheed Martin, to the airborne launch of Virgin Orbit from Spaceport Cornwall and Australis from Prestwick Spaceport, and our unique Raccoon heroes at B2 Space, we have unprecedented European opportunity to deliver into the small launch market. Again, getting qualified in orbital is a technical problem which is extremely impressive, but entirely different is the value proposition to the market which will ensure survival in what promises to be competitive in this field. Phil summed up, "The time for UK space investment, playing it safe, is over. Look out for successes born out of aggressive financial backers, promoting rapid development and accepting risk of failure. Look too for how this interfaces with the Space Safety Council and regulator, CAA, whilst remembering the steel it takes to see it through the success. SpaceX almost failed on the pad after all. It takes guts to win glory." UK space tech from Oxford Space Systems has been recognised by NASA. NASA recognises the expertise and value in the UK space industry, this time with the famous and recognisable Oxford Space Systems deployable helical antenna. With space communications being such a valuable and growing field, it is these sorts of companies and products which reliably attract the eyes of the global industry. NASA issued their state-of-the-art small spacecraft technology report recently, which featured OSS alongside other big UK players, AAC Clyde Space, Open Cosmos, and Orb Astro. Cranefield's Aerospace Solutions, SSTL, and D-Orbit's UK subsidiary also made the grade for the US government report. The full report is of course available on our LinkedIn pages, as well as on the NASA website. If you're enjoying this roundup, let's ensure it keeps going. Please join members like me who are supporting our Patreon page. Head over right now to patreon.com/giantleap, where you'll gain access to the Discord and more membership perks. The channel is extremely grateful for your support, which directly impacts how much can be reported, where Phil goes, and how much time can be afforded to invest in things like creating this roundup for you. The UK-built Rosalind Franklin Rover rolls off the test stand. The pinnacle of space exploration technology is European, and built right here in the UK. The Rosalind Franklin Rover, bound for Mars, has successfully completed critical tests, moving her a step, or in this case a short drive, closer to launch in September later this year. The rover, built in Stevenage by Airbus, is a critical major part of the ESA ExoMars mission, which is tasked with searching for signs of life on the Red Planet. It is also worth noting that UK involvement did not start with assembly of the rover herself, but that many instruments and systems have been designed here too, by the likes of Ariel Space, Teledyne, and a number of academic institutions. SaxaVord Spaceport celebrates U-turn by old adversary. Historic Environment Scotland have been opposing the plans at SaxaVord Spaceport for some time. Most of the space community was relieved to hear this week that the objections have been withdrawn from the plans to build a small launch facility and fuel depot on the island of Unst in northern Scotland. Oxford Dynamics burst out of stealth mode in a dramatic fashion. With a £100,000 defence and security accelerator contract, the company is mobilising a huge computer vision-powered space situational awareness product alongside a website proclaiming their skills and expertise. The eagle-eyed will notice one board member in particular, a cat called Toby, and another board member, the founder of Oxford Space Systems mentioned before, and successful entrepreneur, Mike Lawton. There is sure to be more information coming out about this company, and their offerings across the civil and military domains over the coming months. The £100,000 from DASA is also joined by £150,000 from the UKSA. Mike Lawson, the CEO of Oxford Dynamics, said, "Look at what we have been doing on orbit since we launched Sputnik. It has taken us 60 plus years to get 10,000 satellites on orbit. What we're talking about now, within 20 years up to 100,000 satellites, that's a massive step change. When you think about it, the days of every satellite being manually controlled and finessed from the ground by humans has to change. It's now impossible to do that. We have to move away from manual to semi-autonomous towards fully autonomous satellite constellations. Space has some unique challenges, such as debris, but the other major challenge, specific to our work here at Oxford Dynamics, with, unlike a drone, a HD camera cannot be reliable enough to be a single sensor for situational awareness, unaugmented by other technologies. Radar is great for long range. Infrared is too low resolution alone too. A lot of the work we are doing is a unique fusion of these technologies to provide a high-fidelity image of the space environment. The funding we've received from the UKSA is helping us to explore specifically the development of these technologies all the way through to demonstration." He also added, "We want to detect potential threats to our assets on orbit as quickly as we can, so a long, mid, and close-range sensing capability is required." This week's hashtag JoboftheWeek comes from InSpace Missions, who are recruiting for 7 distinct UK roles. The pick of the crop this week, though, is for Sales Operational Manager. This job is one of several which doesn't absolutely require decades of spacecraft engineering experience, though I'm sure it would help. The company advertises a salary range of £50,000 to £55,000 on this job, though our LinkedIn page shares all other 6, spanning entry-level jobs and more senior ones netting up to £80,000. If this job sounds like you, check it out on our LinkedIn description, and if it doesn't, use the same portal to find the other 6 roles. Of course, this job and more from this week are already posted on our Discord server. That's you all caught up. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else that there's a like button, please smash it now. It's a great way to ensure Giant Leap get the support we need to continue bringing you the news. If you'd like to be a part of it there, come and join us. Thanks for checking in, and until next time, remember that every giant leap is set up with thousands of small steps. You've been listening to a giant-leap.space news roundup.